Hello, welcome to week 2, or upcoming week 2. So we finished week 1, we've done our lab, we're going to do our post lab, and with week 2, we're now going to see a full lab assignment. So the folder for week 2 is visible if you're watching this, and it'll become available Friday at 8 a.m. of the preceding week. So at the end of week 1, basically week 2 will become available, and the week 3 will become visible on like the 13th. So that's the Friday of week 2, then week 3 will show up, and so on and so on. So if we click into week 2, we can see we have all of the like textbooks are separating, the learning goals, all the lecture information is all there like we saw with week 1. So same kind of format, we're going to see that moving forward. But what's going to be different is the lab this time. One, you'll note on Wednesday, we're going to stay in the classroom. So there's a little note on that. That's an activity we'll do on campus on Wednesday. So I'll bring it to you, or we'll have it in lab, or in the classroom. But Monday, we're going to do the lab. So water purification, we're going to be in the lab. And you'll note again, we have our due dates up at the top. So this time, pre-lab questions and technique comprehension are going to be due Monday at the start of class. So you're either... I'm in the 2 p.m. class, but 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. doesn't matter what time your class starts. The pre-lab questions and technique comprehension are going to be due at the start of class for you, at the start of lecture, and that's going to be the 9th that we're looking at. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So this could be the 9th, due at the start of class. And again, also the other thing that's different is the leader and technician are going to need to get their part of the notebook set up as well by 2 p.m. So we did those in lab in week 1. In week 2, you want to be set up and ready to go, right? The leader, that's that procedure. The technician is the objective and the safety information. Whoever has those roles this week needs to get their part filled out before you come to lab. So we got the due dates up top. Water purification handout is a description of the lab that we've got here. So you're going to take a look through this. You can look at the background. It's a more involved lab this week as opposed to the first week, so there is more kind of information in there. You'll also note it's covering ideas like from class, like physical and chemical changes, heterogeneous, homogeneous mixtures. The lab is going to be looking at some of those ideas. You're going to see examples of those things. So then we've got the pre-lab questions. We did a pre-lab in week 1, and the only difference this time is that it's gonna be due before lab starts. So before that first day of lab on Monday, you're gonna need to do the pre-lab, and the format's gonna look similar to what we saw for the first one. The first week, so I'm just gonna click some stuff and save and submit. Okay, and so, right, and I would encourage you to actually read the lab handout. Hey, not too bad for randomly clicking, because you're only going to get one attempt. And so it'll tell you that what you selected, what the correct, or what you selected and what the other answers were. Once the due date passes, so on the 9th, you'll actually be able to see what was the right answers for everything. So pre-lab's going to work like you saw in week 1, and again, it's just due Monday. So one of the differences is we now have this technique comprehension. So we can come in here. Let's get to theater mode and mute that. So this is a video talking about gravity filtration. So this is going to be a technique that we're going to use this week. And this person, there's a video, about a 5-minute video that you can watch. This person's talking about how to do gravity filtration. And so this is something we're going to do in the lab. So I want you to have some experience or kind of know some information about it. So I want you to watch this video, which is linked right in Blackboard. And then right beneath it, we have the gravity filtration comprehension. If we open up that, the format looks like the post lab, but you can do this, or like the pre-lab, sorry, pre-lab questions, but you can do this as many times as you want. So let's click through, just click some stuff, save and submit, okay, and we'll see how we did. Not very good. And so you can see what we selected, and those aren't the correct answers, right? This does not fit in the funnel. So what we want to be able to do, and you can see, I got like partial credit there. I didn't get any points on these, so I'm getting these wrong, right? I have these wrong, and so, you can kind of take that information of the points we're getting, and we can go through, and from that, kind of rewatch the video, rewatch parts of the video, revisit the video, revisit the information, and try to see what is kind of the process here, or what is the correct answer here, and it's not that the liquid will turn purple, but something else will be happening. And so I encourage you, when you're done, you can click OK, and you can just go back in, graduation comprehension, and you can begin again, and it'll prompt you, do you want to look at your old attempts, or you can just start a new submission, and you can rinse, repeat. You can do this again, say and submit, okay. Okay, and you can see I did better. You know, hopefully you were like actually looking at the questions to try to get the answers correct, and you can see, okay, I got this one right, so I got this one right, so that's the right information, or I got full credit on that, so that's the right information that I have, or this one I got partially right, so that's like, you know, I need to update my answer. Okay, so pre-lab questions from the lab handout, comprehension from watching the video, and then the lab notebook. Again, whoever's the technician and the leader need to get their parts done by Monday at 2 p.m. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you at 2 not at 2 p.m., before class, sorry. If you're in the 6 o'clock class, it's by 6 p.m. So everything is just due at the start of class, at the start of lecture, whether or not you're in the 2 p.m. class or the 6 p.m. class. But you do want to make sure those things are taken care of before class starts. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'm excited. Week 2, back doing more. More chemistry, keeping on with it, and some more kind of actual lab activities this time. It'll be fun. Have a good one. I will see you this week. Bye-bye.